Yo my people, welcome back to the channel, and today we've got a 2026/27 Premier League season prediction table. So, going into it, if I'm being honest, don't base this on anything here. But I have no clue on how the season's gonna go, if I'm being honest, because if I'm being honest, right, so do I wanna work bottom to top or top to bottom? I'm gonna go bottom to top. So if I'm being honest, ooh, I'm gonna say Ipswich is gonna finish 20th, just simply because the last time they were in the Prem, they didn't have a good enough squad and they just made simple mistakes. And if I'm being honest, from what I've seen, their squad ain't all that, and I don't know. I just don't see them as a Premier League team. So if I'm going off last season, I'm gonna put. Ooh, I don't want to put Leeds 19th because I think they'll finish 18th, but if I'm being honest as well, I reckon Hull's gonna go back down because I feel like this is the first time in a Prem in a long time. So I feel like the pressure is gonna get to them, and I feel like that they've got a decent squad compared to Ipswich, but yeah, I feel like they're just gonna get too excited, and then they're just gonna end up bottling it towards the end of the season. So for that reason, Hull, I can see you going back down, and as I said before, I can see Leeds going down, just for the simple fact that if I'm being honest, I think they're lucky to escape relegation last season. Even though Nottingham Forest finished 16th, I see them finishing more mid-table, well, between 13th and 10th. I see Nottingham Forest finishing around that marker, personally, for me. If we move into 17th to 13th, um, uh, again, don't really know why, but I can see Everton finishing 17th. Again, they've got Jordan Pickford in goal. Quality keeper, but they need that change because yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Like he's too predictable in goal now. Like I know it's a bit weird saying the keeper's predictable, but once you've got the same keeper over a couple of years, everyone notices the pattern he plays. And if I'm being honest, last season he didn't have a good season. If I'm being honest, I see Palace finishing 16th because yeah, they didn't have a strong start last season. Well, a strong finish, should I say, last season, and they have lost quite a few players. Like I know they're coming off winning the Conference League, but yeah, I don't know. There's there's nothing really in their squad that screams positiveness from that to me, or finishing at a high position for me, if I'm being honest. But again, that's just my opinion. Moving on to 15th. You know what, I can see Coventry finishing 15th. You might think I'm crazy for saying this, but they dominated the Championship last season, and moving on into the Premier League. Sorry, even though they've got Frank Lampard as manager, he's got experience in the Prem. He knows what to expect. He knows how to adapt players into Premier League players. Um, and overall, again, I think they've got a strong squad. I feel like the defense could, well, not the defense, their fullbacks could be slightly better. But hey, let's just see what happens through the start of the season, because they could bring in more players. Who knows? I can see Fulham, just for the simple fact, again, kind of same as Crystal Palace, they didn't really have a promising season last season, but through the mid season, I personally think they played quite well. But yeah, due to, pretty sure they had quite a few injuries last season. But yeah, I just, again, no one in their team really wows me. So yeah, 14th for Fulham. Moving on to 13th. You know what? I'm gonna put Sunderland. They had a really good first season back into the Prem last season, finishing 7th, 8th, no 7th. Yeah, finishing 7th. So I feel like this season there's not as much pressure. So I feel like they're just gonna cruise through the season and comfortably finish around mid-table. Do you know what I mean? And again, they're looking to bring in some good players. They've also sold some of their better players. But yeah, with the new season approaching, I feel that Tottenham's going to do slightly better because they've brought in some good signings, the likes of Tonali, Matthias Fernandes, Sensei, the centre back from Bournemouth, Van Heck from Brighton, Andy Robertson from Liverpool. They're slowly strengthening that squad, and if I'm being honest, if they finish anywhere below 12th, they're a banter club. Well, they are a banter club, but yeah, then yeah, if they finish lower than 12th, it's shocking. Moving on to 11th, I can see Forest. The reason why, again, they've got a few star players, but they've just released, well, they've just sold, should I say, Anderson to City for what, 110 million, 112 million, something like that, 111 million. So they've got money to buy good players now. They've got money overall, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I don't know. Last season, the team morale kind of dipped. The whole managerial situation was kind of all over the gaff at some point. But yeah, I feel like last season they finished. I think they just survived relegation too. 16th. Yeah, Tottenham finished 17th. They finished 16th. Yeah, so I can see Forest finishing 11th as well. Because again they had a stinker last season, so I feel like they've got a point to prove coming into this season, especially selling one of their better players from last season. But yeah, I've put Brentford at 10th. Not 10th, 9th, sorry. Because again, I don't think they've brought in many players. I don't think they've sold many players. And again, they don't really wow me. And if I'm being honest, if they play like they did last season, I don't see them keeping a manager throughout by January, if I'm being honest. I don't see them keeping the same manager. But again, that's a bold claim to make. So hopefully some sort of, you know what? If I do this prediction, yeah, and none of my predictions are right, do you know how pissed I'll be? Like, I'm gonna look stupid. But yeah, going on to 8th place. So going on to 8th place, I'm gonna put Villa, for the simple fact, in just got it just happened today that they sold Morgan Rogers to Chelsea for stupid money, like 116 million. Personally, I'm a Chelsea fan. I think he'd be a good addition to the squad, but he's not worth 116 million. I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, that's not the only player they've sold this season. Yeah, they've sold Tielemans to United, Malin to Roma, could be wrong. They've sold. I know they've sold someone to Benfica, I'm pretty sure, and they've sold Dobbin to someone, don't know who. But yeah, I feel like with the loss of players, and I think they've only brought in not one player since since the transfer window is open. I think they've only brought in one player, so I don't really see them finishing high up the table again. I I see them comfortably finishing top 8, but mainly 8th, if I'm being honest. Moving on to 7th, I can see Brighton finishing there. For the simple fact, they've got Ivan Ferguson. They've got him back from Roma. Personally, I think he's a quality striker. And they've also signed Vuskovic from Tottenham. So again, huge blow to Tottenham, and it could be a really good addition to the Brighton defense if he does well. But yeah, Vuskovic, I'm pretty sure he made about 30 appearances for Tottenham, and he's only 19, so he's still got so much room to grow. But yeah, as of now, I don't rate him that high as a centre back, but again, last season could have been an off season. So yeah, hopefully he does better at Brighton. But yeah, I don't know. Moving on to 6th, I see Newcastle. For the simple fact, Anthony Elanga, he's just come back from an amazing World Cup. They've brought in a new keeper. I can't remember his name. Roughly 30 million. So hopefully that can give them a boost with the choices they can make in critical matches where they need the 3 points. But yeah, last season they finished. Moving on to 5th. You know what? I see United there. I see United. Simply because they brought in Tielemans, which I personally think class player, very very good. But then they've also brought in Andre Santos from Chelsea, which even when he was at Chelsea, I didn't really like him. Like he was just that Bambi on ice on the pitch. You never knew what direction he was going to run in. He just left gaps. But hopefully, like good luck to him, innit? Hopefully he can make something of himself at United. Going into 4th, you know what? Bit of a bold claim, but I see City going 4th because they've got Enzo Maresca for this season. Quality manager, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's not Pep. Do you know what I mean? It's not Pep Guardiola, and I don't know. I feel like going from Pep for the last 10 years, then going to Enzo Maresca, that's like going from Premier League football to Championship football. Massive difference. But yeah, I see City finishing. Oh, actually, although I think you know what? Actually, I'm gonna put. Ooh. You know, I'm gonna put Arsenal 4th because they've won the league, and I feel like this season they're not just. I don't know what it is. I just have a gut feeling that this season they're not gonna perform as well. I see City finishing 3rd. I see Liverpool finishing 2nd because for the last 5 years they've just been dominant, man. Like they've been hungry for more league titles. But yeah, I see Chelsea finishing at the top of the table because Xabi Alonso's in quality manager. No one can deny that, and he's also already getting rid of a few players. Like he's got rid of Andre Santos. We didn't need him. We got rid of Tyreek George, quality player, personal opinion, but he just won't get any game time. And I feel like by him moving to Everton, it's better for him. Do you know what I mean? And obviously Cucurella going to Madrid. I can't believe he's gone there. Like, it genuinely pissed me off when I saw that go through. Because he came from Barcelona's academy, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me on it. When he was at Barcelona, he said that he'd rather like go bald before joining Madrid or something like that. But yeah, we brought in Quenda from Sporting, I'm pretty sure. And there's someone else who we brought in a few days ago for roughly 40 million. I can't remember his name though. But today, just confirmed, we did bring in Morgan Rogers as well for 110 million, something stupid like that. So yeah, we're slowly building a strong squad. So hopefully we can prove a point, because last season was a disaster. We finished 10th. So hopefully this season we can bounce back and actually get some silverware. And I've just noticed that obviously if we're going top to bottom, this is all in the wrong order. So give me 2 seconds. There we have it. I've actually done it properly. So if it was going from top to bottom, it actually looks in line now. But yeah, that's been it, guys. It's a short video. But yeah, again, in the comment section, let me know what your predictions are for the new season coming, and let me know in the comments if you think that my predictions are totally wrong and you think I fucked it. But yeah, I'd also, as I said, I'd like to see your guys' predictions as well, or your thoughts on this. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.